In this one, we're going over the 10 hottest comic books of the week. And in a moment, you'll see why I'm wearing this mask. So I wanted to show you guys why I have a giant cut on my face. So I ordered this thing from Amazon and it showed up. It was a little big, but when I was trying to put the mask on, it scraped my head. So now I have a giant cut on my head. So not a very good product. So I am in contact with Amazon to get this issue resolved, and I'm actually pretty upset about it because my face is my livelihood. Like, how you guys supposed to watch me, if my face is cut? Nobody wants to see that crap. Anyways, so that's it. So welcome to the channel, guys. So in this one, we're going over this week's 10 record-breaking comic books, and I'm going to let you guys know if I think that they're a buy or just stay away. And Justin Davis, please comment down below. Let me know your email. All I need is the beginning of your Gmail. Do not add the Gmail. Do not add the @gmail.com because it will just delete because it thinks it's spam. So please, I need to get your email so I can get you this comic book. I'm going to give you until Friday to get a hold of me. If you don't get a hold of me Friday, I'm going to have to, re-pick a winner or redo the giveaway. Yeah, I'd hate to do that because I'd really like you to get the comic because you were the winner. I would hate to have the winner, not be able to get the comic. So I'm really sorry, but please, you got to get a hold of me down in the comment section down below. So let me know. If you guys were ever curious about what equipment I use, I'm going to always be putting it in the description down below. So in the description down below, I'll definitely be putting the equipment that I use, the camera, lens, this mic, and the stands that I use for these comic books. Those are pretty cool, but they're on Amazon, so they'll be down below. There's definitely some really cool comic books on this list, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. I think I'm going to wear this the whole video. Also, I have been waiting, oh my goodness, days for this so I could do an unboxing. Oh, so let's finally unbox this sucker. And you guys, oh my God, I'm so stoked. I finally got my Grail, and I am not selling it this time. I got it for a good deal. It's a low grade. Holy smokes. Man, this person, what? They shipped it in a book. What? Okay. This is weird. I hope it's in here now. Oh my goodness. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Without further ado, we have this book, an unboxing of... Oh yeah, baby. Oh God. We've got Amazing Spider-Man number 129, the first appearance of the Punisher. I told you guys that I am actively looking for this book, and holy smokes, I finally got an amazing deal on this. Now I got to go through this thing, make sure everything's legit because I got this for a really good price. Holy smokes, you guys, it is complete. So I'm going to put it in a new bag and board. So I actually think that I am going to be shipping this out to CGC eventually and having it graded because I just want to encapsulate it and put it on my wall and just keep it there for a very, very long time. So, all right, let's get right into this list, guys. First up, at number 10, no small feat of a comic book, but we got Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And again, we've seen this comic book on some lists before, but this is the second appearance of Spider-Man himself. It's the first meeting of Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. It's the first appearance of Chameleon, who's the half-brother of Kraven, and it's also the first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson, and it's Spider-Man's first ongoing issue. So this comic has so much going for it. It's an amazing comic, and I guarantee you that we're going to see this one on a lot of lists. So this week's record-breaking sales, we had a 1.8 last sale in February for $10,500. Now that's up 6%, now going for $11,100. So a pretty good increase in sales on that just from February. So that's pretty sweet. We also had a 3.5 last sale in October for $16,800. That's already up 14%, now going for $19,200. Holy smokes, that is just a huge comic book and a very expensive one. That one has just continuously gone up in value. And as we see Amazing Fantasy 15 increase in value, especially in the higher grades, I just have a feeling like we're just going to see these continue to go up in value. Next up on the list, we've got Marvel Superheroes number 18. Now, this is the first team appearance and origin of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but this isn't the Guardians of the Galaxy that we know. This is the first appearance of Major Vance, Astro, Charlie 27, Martinex, and Yondu. So Yondu's one of the original ones, and of course we know who Yondu is from the movies Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is a pretty cool issue. We had a 2.5 last sale in July for $160. That's already up 25% now, going for $200 this week. Then we had a 5.5 last sale in August for $400. That's up 3% this week, now going for $412. So only a little bit of a gain, but still a gain nonetheless. And then we also had a 9.2 last sale in January for $2,200. That's staying strong at $2,200. So again, a great comic book. And even if we don't see any gains, something that high of value to see it sell again for the same price, that does speak a lot on the comic. Next up on the list, we got Strange Tales number 170. This is a second appearance and origin of Brother Voodoo, and it's been long rumored that we're going to see Brother Voodoo at some point. I think it was rumored that we were going to see him in Doctor Strange at one point, but we haven't heard anything about that recently at all. But who knows? We'll see. We had a 5.0 last sell in 2017 for $12. Holy smokes. Man, I can't believe somebody paid $12 and somebody sold it for $12. That's just insane to me. I would try to protect that if I could. That's up 733% this week. Now just going for $100. So, man, that person, that was a pretty good buy. And then we had a 6.5 with no previous record data sell for $165 this week. We also had an 8.5 last sell in September for $166. That's up 126% this week, now going for $375. And then we had a 9.2 last sell in March for $250. That's up 180% this week, now going for $700. So certainly a comic book that, again, is one that could be on the rise, and this is a really, really great comic book, and one I would love to own this comic book. I feel like if you guys find one for the right price, definitely buy it because it's a really, really cool comic. Next up on the list, we got Fantastic Four number 25. This is the second appearance of Captain America in the Silver Age. It's also the first solo battle of the Hulk versus the Thing, and it's a great cover because we got the Hulk going up against the Thing, and those are just always classic, iconic covers. We had a 6.5 last sell in September for $870. That's already up 10% this week, now going for $960. Then we had a 9.0 last sell in March for $4,560. That's up 1% this week, now going for $4,600. So still, it's good to see even a little bit of an increase in value. Then we had a 9.2, which last sold in 2019 for $3,600. That's up 92% this week, now going for $6,900. So that's a pretty great increase in value. This is a really cool comic, and I just feel like any of those classic covers where the Thing is going up against the Hulk, that's just a really cool comic to own, and it just adds to it that it's like, the second appearance of Captain America in the Silver Age. It's just great to add those other things to it, but this is just a great comic to own, and again, this is one that I'm not actively looking for, but I would not mind owning it at all. Next up on the list, we got Journey into Mystery number 112. And again, this is a really cool cover of Thor battling the Hulk. And their battles were just always really great. It's also the first appearance of King Laufey of the Frost Giants, who's the biological father of Loki. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. I don't remember how you say his name, so I'm sorry if I'm ruining that. But we had a 3.5 last sell in July for $305. Now that's up 3% this week, going for $315. And also feel free to roast me in the comment section down below. Let me know how you actually say his name. Just, let me know. We also had a 4.0 last sell in July for $300. That's up 12% this week, now going for $335. And then we had an 8.0 last sell in 2019 for $775. That's up 152%, now going for $1,950. So this is a pretty cool comic. This is just, that cover is just really cool, and it's a really cool cover if you like Thor or the Hulk. So that one I feel like is going to always increase a little in value over time, and I don't really see it jumping a lot because we've already really seen Thor battle the Hulk. So I feel like that's when we would have seen the biggest gains in this comic. But still, if you guys want to buy this comic, you can get it for a deal. This is a great comic to own. Speaking of great comics to own, next up we got Amazing Spider-Man number 16. And this is the first meeting of Spider-Man and Daredevil. This is a super cool comic book. I love this comic book, and I love that cover. It's an early Daredevil. We still see him in his yellow costume, which I thought was like kind of cool and interesting. I kind of like both costumes, so I'm not upset about either one. This is also the 4th appearance of the Daredevil and the first appearance outside of his own title. So this has a lot of things going for it, and it's a really cool issue. I was definitely on the hunt for this one for a while, but I've kind of died down on that because I felt like I just couldn't get a good price for it, but that's okay. We had a 3.0 last sell in January for $495. That's already up 21% this week, now going for $600. And then we had a 5.0 last sell in December for $1,199. That's up 4% this week, now going for $1,251. Then we had a 6.0 last sell in October for $1,400. That's up 14% this week, now going for $1,599. Again, this is a really cool comic, so even if you guys paid the retail price for it, I feel like that's still cool and still good because a lot of people are speculating that we are going to see Daredevil and Spider-Man in some form like this in costume together. That would be really cool to see and really interesting. Next up on the list, we got Bloodstone number 1. This is the first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone. Laura Donnelly has reportedly been cast for a role, and there's heavy speculation that she is going to be Elsa Bloodstone. So, in Werewolf by Night. So this is why this comic book's on the list. And usually when you see stuff like this, it's for a good reason. It's probably actually going to happen, but it's just rumored right now. It's not guaranteed. There's also a first appearance of Nosferatu in the Marvel Universe. So another weird but cool thing. We had an 8.5 last sell in July for $165. That's already up 58% this week, now going for $261. And then we had a 9.2 last sell in December for $297. That's already up 21% this week, now going for $359. So certainly a comic book to be on the lookout for. Maybe you actually own one and you didn't know that it's taking off right now. So it could be one worth pulling out and seeing what happens, because if she comes to Werewolf by Night or anything's confirmed, it's certainly one that could take off in value. But if you could get one for a good deal and just hold on to it until hopefully we see her, it's a great issue to own, and certainly not one that you're going to be upset owning. Next up on the list, another cool Thor cover. We got Thor number 126. And this is Thor battling Hercules on the cover, and it's just really iconic. This is the first Thor issue that's carried on over from Journey into Mystery. And so it was like one of those weird comics that just, they ended the Journey into Mystery because Thor was so popular, and they just went right into a Thor series. So we won't have like Thor number 1 for back in the day. We had a 5.0 last sell in September for $215. That's up 40% this week, now going for $300. We also had an 8.5 last sell in March for $850. That's up 10% this week, now going for $935. And then we had a 9.2, the big boy, last sell in 2012 for $1,200. That's up 133% this week, now going for $2,795. So that's a pretty expensive comic in a higher grade, but again, it's a really cool issue. So it's just a really cool comic, and if you guys can get that issue, it's certainly worth owning. In the new Thor Love and Thunder trailer, we see Zeus. So there have been heavy speculation since we knew we were getting Zeus that we're actually going to see Hercules too, and it would be cool to see Hercules and Thor go up against each other, and this comic could definitely take off in value even more if we see that. So something I wanted to be on the lookout. Speaking of Thor trailer, next up on the list, we've got Thor #1. This is the third cameo appearance and first cover appearance of Jane Foster as Thor. So we saw her in the trailer as Thor. So this is a really, really cool comic. And it's also rumored that we're going to see a spin-off after Thor 4 for Jane Foster. So I don't know if that's really true, but we'll definitely see. It was really cool seeing her as it, and it's going to be cool seeing them, their exchanges together. We've got all kinds of different sales this week. We last had a 9.8 Mile High exclusive sell in 2020 for $185. That's up 127% this week, now going for $420. Then we had a Newberry exclusive in a 9.8. Last sell in 2019 for $225. That's up 11% this week, now going for $250. We're also just seeing an increase of 300% increase in copies sold this week compared to the previous week. Obviously, because of that trailer drop, and it's finally confirmed that we're going to see Jane Foster holding Mjolnir, which is really cool in my opinion. Next and last on the list, we have Journey into Mystery Annual #1. And of course, it's the first appearance of Hercules. It's the first appearance of Zeus. I think it's heavily speculated that we're going to see Hercules in Thor Love and Thunder. We're already seeing Russell Crowe as Zeus in it. So this comic book is a really cool one, and I don't know if it's one that I'd really be buying right now because I feel like this one has a lot of downside. I don't know if, it might increase a little bit more in value, but I don't see it increasing a lot because we've already seen the character. But I do see it coming down a lot after the movie because, after all that hype wears off, comics tend to come down. We had a 2.0 last sell in January for $300, and that's staying strong at $300. Then we had a 4.0 last sell in March for $465. That's up 4% this week, now going for $485. And then we had a 9.2 last sell in 2019 for $3,000. That's up 240% this week, now going for $10,200. So, man, that's pretty cool. It's a really cool comic, but again, I see it coming down after the movie, so I would be a little leery of this one. That's going to do it for this list. Thank you guys so much for being here. You have no idea. I really, really do appreciate all of you and every single one of you. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you want to catch some more content like this, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. Hit this video if you want to watch this one right here, or hit this one and subscribe right here. Until next time, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.